A very good morning to all of you. I think Professor Udgata sir, Sanyal sir, Sunil Pandey sir, and other presenters have already joined the session. Have joined the session. Sir, sir, in this session, Professor Manas Kumar Sanyal sir is the chairperson, and I beg permission from chairperson of the session to start the session. Sir, Sanyal sir, have you joined, sir? Okay. It seems that due to some technical issues, he has not yet joined. But now I request to other panel members, Siba Kumar, Udgata sir, Sunil Pandey sir. I start the session.
Yes, sir, please. I think yes.
Yes,
go ahead,
sir.
Yeah, please,
sir. Immediately we will start the session by the speech of Professor Udgata. May I introduce Mr. Udgata sir? Mr. Siba Kumar Udgata is professor at University of Hyderabad since 2007. Prior to this assignment, he was faculty member at Behrampur University. He completed his PhD in computer science from Behrampur University. He has been associated in research work in both theory and applications of sensor networks, IoT, wireless communication, and intelligent algorithm. He has worked in the projects on applications of sensor network like development of wireless sensor network based adaptive water quality and quantity monitoring system, aqua system, and other projects too. He has credited to publish many research papers in the international and national seminar and conference proceedings and journals. So this is the brief introduction of our keynote speaker, Professor Siba Kumar Udgata sir. So now over to Udgata sir for keynote speech.
Thank you, sir.
Please.
Good morning. Thank you very much for a short and sweet introduction. And my fellow colleagues here, the management and the director of ISM Patna, very good morning to all of you. I'm very happy to be here. Yeah, I understand that this is a session where many papers will be presented and all these things. Given an opportunity, I thought I will also share some of my thoughts and what is going on in this particular era, and how things are changing and how we should cope up with the change in the management, particularly where the IT infrastructure or the computer science that comes into play, right? So when you talk about the IT infrastructure, the computer science, the various development in computer science and algorithms that are being used or that are going to be used very short. And in that sense, I have prepared a couple of slides, and I will share those slides with the permission of the chair here. So please allow me to share the slides and we will discuss about it, right? So let
Sure, sir. Sure, sir. Why not?
Sir, if you have, yeah. Yeah. So, in recent years, it was there earlier, but in recent years, people talk a lot about AI techniques, but basically known as artificial intelligence techniques. So these are a couple of slides where we talk about business intelligence. Business intelligence is nothing but artificial intelligence techniques used for business, right? And I am Siba Udgata. I work for School of Computer and Information Sciences at the University of Hyderabad. Just last year, we have been awarded with the Institute of Eminence status, and that's a coveted status. We have been waiting for it, and we hope to do some good work under this Institute of Eminence brand. Having said that, let me move on to that. how quickly we can say that what is artificial intelligence, how the things are being used for business and other things, right? So what is artificial intelligence? Basically a short definition about artificial intelligence: the capacity of a computer or an electronic device for that matter to perform operations analogous to learning and decision making in humans. So what is this I'm talking about is that the way the human beings take decisions, the way the human beings learn, can you mimic that kind of capacity in a computer? If you can do that, that is basically an artificial intelligence technique. In fact, there is a experiment, I think the Turing, the person who started this term artificial intelligence, the Turing, Alan Turing actually. So there is he conducted an experiment, and to say that what is artificial intelligence, it's like this. I sit in this room and there is another person who will be sitting in the next room. We are not seeing to each other, but we are connected to each other through a computer actually. Now I ask a question or I ask something in a related domain, and then the person on the other side responds it. At some point of time, the person has been moved and the system started responding. The computer started responding. If I am not able to distinguish between whether the computer is responding, the system is responding, or the person sitting on the other side is responding, that is actually true intelligence. Now we are heading towards that. Actually, we are aiming at that. Can we really put intelligence into the machine so that when one person and a machine interacts, the person will not be able to make out whether the machine is interacting or the person is interacting. That's the idea. That's the goal. That's the goal, and we are not, I mean, miles away from achieving that. But that's the goal people set themselves in 1950s, right? How it started? It started in 1959. I mean, first Turing said that this is the definition, but first program that was written by Arthur Samuel in 1959. I repeat, 1959, long back, and he developed a kind of a checker program, right? A checker program which started, the system started playing. And at that time, that was a breakthrough in artificial intelligence. Now, I don't want to go through the entire history. I have only 10 minutes time, right? So in the 1990s, that's very important era. In 1990s, early 1990s, other business began to employ, there is a term called expert system. Now, what is the expert system? If you look at this figure, the expert system, this is the expert system this is the expert system. And this expert system has three things. One is called the knowledge base. Knowledge base means like database, you put data. In the knowledge base, you put knowledge, our ideas, our experiences, right? So there is a format to do that. There is an inference engine which will look at the knowledge base and derive inferences. And there is an user interface to talk to the user, to interact with the user. So user is here. The expert is here. Expert is contributing to the knowledge. User is asking a query through the user interface. User interface is basically a screen or a form by which you can type your questions and all these things, and then the system will respond to that. So user will ask the query, the user will receive the advice back, some advice. For example, in medical expert system, user will ask about a medical advice and the system will respond to the medical advice. Now remember here, this expert is not sitting here directly. This is the system. Now the expert's knowledge has already been stored in the knowledge base of the system, and the knowledge base will be used by the inference engine to respond to the queries of the user, and the proper advice will be sent back to the user. And that started in 1990s, right? And this is still going on. That started in 1990s. I mean, I don't want to say that if you look at products, if you look at management strategies, etc., everywhere it is artificial intelligence. You can't imagine that where, and probably you don't know, but there is an artificial intelligence working behind it. Even in washing machines, it knows how much, how much time it should run, and all these things. Look at this actually. If you look at this, there is a picture and it identifies these faces, right? These faces. So these faces, I mean, there is an artificial intelligence technique behind that to recognize faces. It will recognize who are they. Facebook's asked you that in this picture, these are the people you want to tag them. So many. I mean, you look at cars. Cars are very. I mean, car is a chalta firta. I mean, it's a machine by itself now. It's a mechanical marvel. At the same time, it's also a computer marvel or electronic marvel. There are a lot of electronic gadgets, a lot of sensors, a lot of intelligent techniques that are being done with the car now. Cars are now, this Mercedes and has come out with a thing that it will try to find out how the driver is driving the car, whether the driver is feeling lazy, whether the driver is drowsy. So all these things will be monitored using artificial intelligence techniques, right? So how AI is becoming usable for business? Now, all businesses strive on data. So what do you do with the data actually? So we have lots of data these days actually. There are sensors, there are point of sales, there are Facebook, social media. So lots of data is coming. So data is not a problem now. Now we have lots of data. Now what to do with the data is a problem. That's where the algorithms comes into play. So we have intelligent algorithms which knows how to mine the data. I'll give you a small example, right? And I mean, that's a standard example in many cases. Earlier in the gas station or the petrol filling stations, actually, in United States and other places, they call it a gas station. So in those stations, you only go there to fill the gas or fill the petrol, right? Now you see that there are many people, there are many gas stations or petrol pumps where the space is there. They have come out with a small supermarkets. Why? Because when you go to fill the petrol, right, you can buy your routine medicines, you can buy your small stuff in this supermarket. Instead of driving another 10 kilometers to go to a mall or a supermarket, if you can get your stop in the petrol pump itself, where you are filling your petrol, that's good. Now that information, that idea came from a credit card company, where the credit card transaction shows that somebody paid the bill in the petrol pump, then he paid the bill in the mall or in the grocery shop. Then they found that there is a pattern, hidden pattern there, that whosoever is filling petrol, they are also buying these items. So they created a store there and created that. So if you have a computing power, and now we can say that why we are talking now, because all these techniques require huge computing power. Now, huge computing power was very, very costly and also not available 20 years back or 10 years back even. But if you talk about today, a small mobile phone is as good as a supercomputer 30 years back or 40 years back. So that was the scenario in changing. Now, there are 3 levels of artificial intelligence. I tell you where we are. Artificial intelligence, we call it a artificial narrow intelligence. That is what you are only specialized in one area. So you talk about an algorithm, you talk about a method where you talk about only marketing, or you talk about only kidney disease, or you talk about only, let's say, a particular subject, let's say operating system, or let's say marketing management. So that's a very small domain and it's a narrow intelligence. So it is intelligent, but only in that small domain. Now, artificial general intelligence, if you look at general intelligence, it is specialized in all areas. For example, it is a big system in all areas of management, in all areas of computer science, in all areas of medicine, in all areas of engineering. You talk about mechanical engineering, civil engineering. So if it is good, if it is able to advise me in all areas of engineering, then I call it artificial general intelligence. Now, what is the next level? That is the super intelligence. It will be kind of it will try to outsmart even a human being in every way, whether it's an engineer or a doctor or a chess player or a cricket player. We believe the system should be able to outsmart almost in every way. Now, where are we now? In fact, we are at this level only. We are very far away from this, and also anyway, we are not at all close to this. So there is a lot of scope, even in the business model and all these things, that we can implement general intelligence to some extent. We are moving towards it. But we are not, I mean, we are far, far away from the super intelligence. That's the level of intelligence. Now, artificial intelligence and machine learning, they go actually hand in hand. They go together. If they don't go together, then you will not be. So what is machine learning? As I told you in the beginning, that learning has to happen like a human being. If learning can happen like a human being, then only the machine can become intelligent. So AI and ML, that's the term that goes together. So what is a machine learning? Machine learning provides computers with the ability to learn without being explicitly programmed. So it will learn without being explicitly programmed. So I will not write a program to make it learn. What I will do is I'll provide a lot of data, and there are general purpose programs. Using the general purpose programs and the data that is being used, the system will start learning. It will learn from the mistakes. It will learn from the past experience. Now the problem, I mean, there are a lot of advantages with this, because you can learn the way the human beings learn actually. So how the human beings learn? For example, a newborn baby or a baby with 4, 5, 6 months old, the papa comes and everybody says that, look, your papa has come, your papa has come. And then after some 5, 6 days or maybe after a month kind of a thing, then the baby recognizes that your papa has come. That is the learning. So in the system also, we show an image and say, look, this is Professor Pandey, this is Professor Pandey, this is Professor Pandey, this is Professor Udgata. And after some time, the system will learn that, oh, this is Professor Pandey and this is Professor Udgata. Now, that kind of learning will happen. But the only problem with this is that garbage input, garbage output. If you provide wrong data and train in a wrong manner, then the system will also learn the wrong things, right? So that's the only problem. So we should be very careful about this. And the business houses are now investing and capitalizing more on the right kind of data. We call them as a clean data. Now, data cleaning has become a subject by itself. One of the PhD student of mine has done a PhD on data cleaning itself. How do I clean the data? How do I propose the right kind of data? So there are a lot of intelligence that is being used in cleaning the data itself, right? That's it. So you have only data. That's what I said. We have only data. The data will be given to a machine learning algorithm, and the machine learning algorithm will create a model which is already trained to recognize the data, to classify the data. Then you give a unlabeled data or unknown data, it will be able to tell you what is this, right? And that's how it is. Suppose you have trained it using cars, trucks, bus, train type of images, or you are training it with different type of customer data. For example, this is a very rigid customer, this is very difficult customer, this customer is very good, or when you take credit card data, you try to provide the data and say that this is a good customer, this is a default customer, and all these things. So once the data comes, or this customer is a bit risky, this transaction is a bit risky, if you tag them, now you know if you there is some fraud happens in the credit card, in the interest and other things, immediately within 2 minutes, within a minute, the system flashes on its own that this transaction looks fraudulent, this transaction looks messy, transaction looks, I mean, a question mark there is slightly suspicious. Now what happens is immediately they call back to you and say that whether you have done this transaction. How it is being done? Because they have taken millions of data, I think billions of records, to train the system to find out, and they tagged it that this is a suspicious transaction, this is a suspicious transaction. Now when a similar type of transaction happens happens here, then the system, the model immediately tells me that this is a suspicious transaction or this is a normal transaction. This is how the model goes. Initially, I mean, in the beginning, I mean, not in the beginning, in the 1990s, actually, the market segmentation, when you look at marketing, I mean, people know in management much more than me. We try to segment customers, actually. So we try to group them. So this is my customer profile, and I try to group them. They are red, they are yellow, they are green, right? So I try to group them. And there are a lot of techniques, there are a lot of rules, there are a lot of AI models which will try to classify them, group them, cluster them. That's okay. But what happens? This guy, Jeff Berry, had a great bright idea, and he said that no, you cannot group them. Every individual is different, every customer is different, and that's where the new idea came out, that each customer should be treated as a separate segment. And that's where the Amazon, that's where the Flipkart, that's where the Myntra, that's where the I mean, all big companies and all these things, they started treating every customer. It's an individualized treatment now, individualized attention, right? So each customer should be treated as a separate agent. So look at this. I mean, this was there, but right now what we are moving ahead is that each customer should be treated as a separate segment. Individual is the new target. You don't target groups. You don't target student groups. You don't target young. You don't target senior citizens. You target individuals. And now the technique has come. The computing system has come. Lot of computing power is now available with less rate. A lot of memory has come so that you can store the data. And now we are in a situation that we can target individuals. You know, there is a this is not related to business, but in US elections, particularly, I met the professor there. They were saying that when Obama won this, right, Democrats and Republicans, before Trump, they said that they mined all the data, they got all the data about every user, every voter. They took their Facebook profile, they took their Twitter, they took everything, and they model the system, and they try to find out that this individual, if comes for voting, is likely to vote for which party. And it's easy there, actually. Either you vote for Democrats or you vote for Republicans. So whom it is likely to vote. Now, how it is helpful? It is helpful that suppose I know I'm a candidate and I know that these are the people who are likely to vote for me. So I ensure that those people come to vote. I don't influence them. I just send a vehicle, or I just persuade them. I send a message. I persuade them to come to the vote, because I know that if they come to vote, they will vote for me. If they don't come, they will not vote for me. The other side is that if I know that these people are not going to vote for me, I mean, this is a negative tactics. They ensure that these people, or they try to persuade, and somehow or other things, they try to make phone calls and all these things so that they don't come for voting. So individual is the target. Now, if I know that if a person is going to buy this is a product, Mercedes depends on individual marketing, right? They send mails to individuals. When they look at, they're buying their profile, they look at their Facebook, they look at their financial transactions, etc., and they invite the individual to come to the showroom and see it. And they don't advertise in the TV or something like that. So the only way to predict individual behavior and act on it is timely manner involved using rules. And these rules are nothing but comes from the AI techniques. I'm almost done. So the recommender system, that's what I'm saying. You know, the recommender system is more important these days, because whenever you buy something, you get some other products as a recommender, and these recommenders are individual recommenders, right? So the product 1, product 2, product 3, and user 1, user 2, user 3, which product will be recommended to whom? Now this, if you look at this, the Netflix, you know this, I mean, I'll tell you, the Netflix uses web series and takes the user inputs, recommends the users to look at the other web series, and looking at these inputs, looking at these behavior of the user, they decide what should be the next web series, what should be the next kind of a story, which kind of story will sell. All these things are there. Amazon anyway does it. You buy one product, they will show you another 5 products for recommendation. This recommendation system, I mean, the managers, the marketing managers, etc., they're doing it, and this is all are built on AI. All are built on AI. There is nothing there actually. So what are the skills artificial intelligence today? I mean, if you look at this, people, how to convert speech to text, Alexa, your Siri, there are so many things. Recognize the speaker. When somebody speaks, it will try to recognize, classify the text, what type of document it is. So these are the techniques. These are translate languages, understand commands, manage knowledge, recognize images, recognize videos, recommend things. All these techniques, I mean, people are, I mean, the computer science guys or the PhDs are being done in this area, so that each one is a sentiment analysis, right? Whether your customer is angry, whether your customer is happy, whether your customer is depressed. So using this sentiment, they do marketing actually, right? So all these techniques, I mean, these are the techniques, these are the technology, these are the algorithms that are being used to promote business. So chatbot, you know, every site, everything is known as a chatbot. Now, you know, for online teaching, we do also some kind of thing. So I taught just one course, and I created a small chatbot just as an using AI, so that when I'm not there, the people come to my web page, and when they come to my web page, they ask some questions on operating system. That's what I teach this semester, and the chatbot used to respond because I created some questions and these things. But remember, the questions will not be put by the students in a particular format. They write in different format, like a normal English. The chatbot is able to understand them and respond to the question. Now the student has a choice to say whether I'm satisfied or not satisfied. If the student says, okay, I'm not satisfied, I get a mail, I get a ping that there is a student asked by the student which is not satisfied. So I get up early in the morning or whenever, and then I respond to that. And when I respond to that, I respond it through the chatbot, so that the chatbot learns it, right? So this can be done in banking, this can be done in marketing, this can be done in sales, this can be done in customer relationship, everywhere. So AI, if you add AI to your processes, whatever you are doing, you add intelligence to your process. How do I do it? I mean, this is the last slide. Design. First, to make the process. What are the processes you are doing? Where the human beings are involved? Can you automate this process? Find out what are the bottlenecks, and the opportunities, of course, and then scout for the most appropriate skill. For example, you are trying to design, your marketing team wants a recommender system, right? Look for a person who is good at designing recommender system, right? There are a lot of tools. You get that. Once it is there, start deploying. So whatever data you have, you hire a data scientist or you hire an AI engineer, and then train and develop the skill, integrate and deploy them. Once you deploy it, I repeat, once you deploy it, AI machine learning is a technique which learns from experience, right? So it will keep on learning. And this is what it will keep on learning, and it is supposed to give better decisions. It is supposed to become better and better over a period of time. So learn from the real users, repeat the process. You continue the process and other things, and over a period of time, let's say 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, etc., that is going to be an expert in that particular area. The system becomes an expert. The program becomes an expert. That's it. Thank you very much. Hello.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much
for your nice deliberation, and definitely the participants as well as we people learned a lot about the AI. Now, Professor Manas Kumar Sanyal have joined us. He is the chairperson of the session. A very good morning to Manas sir, and welcome to the NMSRC 23rd technical session.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Sir, Professor Manas, namaskar. I'm Udgata here.
Namaskar, Professor Udgata. I have met you in several conferences.
Oh, several conferences. We met at several places.
Yes. And next panel speaker is Mr. Professor Sunil Pandey sir is also with us, sir. So I am giving a brief description about Sanyal. Professor Dr. Manas Kumar Sanyal is Dean of Engineering, Technology and Management at Kalyani University. He is also a former head of department and professor of business administration at University of Kalyani. Dr. Sanyal completed his MTech in computer science from the University of Calcutta. He has started his career in industry and joined in university. He has more than 26 years of teaching experiences. He has organized several international conferences like India 2015, India 2016, ICIC 2016, International Conference on Frontiers of Intelligent Computing, Theory and Applications FICTA in 2014, CICBA 2017, etc., and edited numbers of volumes in Springers. He is a life member of Management Committee, member of Computer Society of India, and has written several books in computer sciences. Dr. Sanyal has published more than 200 papers in reputed international journals and conferences. His areas of interest are machine learning, cloud computing, business intelligence, e-governance, big data, etc. So, sir, this is a brief profile of our revered Professor Sanyal, sir. So, I request Professor Sanyal, sir, to address the session. Now over to Professor Sanyal, sir.
Thank you very much. I am very pleased to join in this session as a chair session. So good morning to all of you. And also I welcome to the technical session 3, Information Technology of 4th National Management Summit and Research Conferences and Development Prospects in New Normal organized by the International School of Management. I think we have 6 talks. Is it right?
Yes, sir. I think there are 6 presenters should be there in this session.
Actually, I'm sorry to say that I have some other schedules. I have contacted Professor Padhi today morning. So it may not possible to continue the entire session. I think Professor Pandey is here. So
Yes.
Slowly I start, and I have to leave after some time because I have some, suddenly I get an assignment, so I have to join there. So so please, without any delay, I want to start right now. So the first paper, I invite the first person to deliver his paper. I think there will be 10 minutes or 15 minutes. What is your planning of presentation time schedule?
Sir, I think they have allocated 7 minutes per paper, sir.
Very
which was
good.
in schedule. Yeah.
Very good. So so please start. Professor Udgata is also here.
I'm here. Yeah, I'm there.
Okay.
Sir,
Huh.
sir, it is over to you, sir. Please address us.
Sure.
सर, प्रोफेसर सन्याल सर, आवाज नहीं आ रहा है.
I think Professor Sanyal ji is muted.
Professor Sanyal sir, please unmute your mic, sir, please. Sir, unmute. Yeah.
Hi.
Hello.
Yeah. Fine, sir. Fine. Yes. Let's start, sir.
Okay.
Pandey sir, please unmute, please, sir. Sunil Pandey sir.
I'm already unmuted, sir. Should I mute?
Sir. Yeah. I am hearing. Sorry, I have to say. Okay.
Okay. So please start.
Yeah, start, sir. Manas sir.
No, the first speaker will deliver his lecture.
Yeah, he has just concluded his lecture. Professor
Okay.
Udgata has completed his lecture.
Now we will start the session. So I invite the authors for their presentation.
Sir, but prior to those, it has been decided that you have to address the technical session. Since you are saying that.
I have already addressed.
Okay, sir. Then now I am shifted to
Actually,
panel.
I have contacted with Professor Padhi that I have some other important schedules, so I have to join there.
Yes, Professor Sanyal. Now Professor Pandey will take over. You may please proceed ahead with your assignment. Thank you, Professor Sanyal.
Okay. Please give me 2 minutes to just introduce Professor Sunil Pandey, sir. Actually, Sunil Pandey, sir, Dr. Sunil Kumar Pandey, sir, is the Director IT and UG at ITS Ghaziabad, having interest in database technologies and soft computing. He has published over more than 85 research papers in national, international journals and conferences proceedings, book chapters, articles, interviews, views, and also edited more than 11 volumes on different relevant themes of information technology. He has been providing a coordinating training and consultancy to various reputed organizations, including Indian Air Force, renowned Manipal Group, Bangalore, MIC, Ghaziabad District Administrator, in its automation of its functioning, etc. He is famous for his to deliver keynote address panelists at various forums, including panels of media houses, industry forum of IT industry, summits, conclaves, special lectures, and guest talks in various national and international forums, conferences, and seminars. He has been associated with many professional societies, including CSI, IEEE, ACM, ITE, ISFA, CEGR, etc. He has been awarded with several prestigious awards by industry and academia, including Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam Technical University, Lucknow. Sir, this is the brief profile of our Sunil Pandey, sir. So now over to Sunil Pandey, sir, to make a speech of panel. Okay, sir. Over to Sunil, sir. Please. Sir, please unmute your mic, sir. Okay.
Good morning, sir.
Very good morning, sir.
Respected Professor Pandey sir, Director ISM Patna, Professor Sanyal sir, Professor Udgata ji, I happened to meet in different CSI events at CSI, in recent CSI annual convention last year we met. Then respected learned researchers, those who are present in this session with their work. Shri Mishra ji, I'm really thankful to ISM Patna for providing this opportunity to speak at this elite gathering of wonderful speakers and researchers. The theme of this session, which is dedicated to information technology, we all know that information technology, which used to be considered as as a specialized stream about 10 months back, and people from information technology used to drive the kind of facilities and infrastructure what we are using today is no more an USP for people from information technology. Now, especially these last 10 months, they have made sure that everyone, even those who used to keep distant from information technology or these tools, even they were forced in a situation where they had to shift from conventional platform to exploit these new facilities, new infrastructure. And we all suddenly, I'm sure that academic institutions were the most affected vertical during this pandemic, because migrating from one conventional platform where we all are used to be in classroom, having personal touch with the students, while interaction, we understand also. We had that practice of understanding that how students are taking all these discussion in the classroom, and then of course take precautionary measures and appropriate step to make sure that whatever we used to discuss inside the classroom or during our interaction, it is perceived in right spirit by everyone. But these last 10 months have proved that the technology today is still evolving at a rapid pace and enabling faster change and progress. So credit goes to technology, which had made sure that in spite of entire countrywide lockdown during last 8 to 9 months, when it started in the month of March, precisely on 22nd March, things were kept going. Of course, there may be debate that how much effective things would have been, but of course, this was ensured that things do not stop anywhere. So a lot of credit for this technology transformation goes to COVID-19 too. As we all know that as technological breakthroughs rapidly shift the frontier between the work tasks performed by humans and those performed by machines and algorithms, global labor markets are undergoing major transformation. And these transformations, if managed wisely, could lead to a new age of good work, good job, and improved quality of life for everyone. But if managed poorly, poses the risk of widening skill gaps, greater inequality, and broader popularization. I would like to refer here, as Professor Udgata, sir, he in fact in his talk, he precisely brought out the technologies which are now expected to dictate the entire industry, irrespective of vertical, irrespective of domain, whether it is manufacturing, whether it is pharmaceutical, whether it is retailing, whatever sector or vertical we take, everywhere technology is taking its place and replacing the conventional processes, the conventional systems. And how it is happening? In 2018, there was, during this World Economic Forum 2018 meet, a research report was presented there. And that objective of that research, the title of that research work was future jobs. And during that discussion, a research report was presented, and that research report was it was around 150-page report, and precisely they summarized entire discussion, the crux of that research in 12 points. I will not go into those 12 points because we have limited time here. Lots of interesting discussions are expected to take place here. But what they suggested they suggested that they are in that report. They came out with an observation that 4 specific technological advancements are going to be the driver of change for the industry. What they say, as the fourth industrial revolution unfolds, companies are seeking to harness new and emerging technologies to reach higher levels of efficiency of production and consumption, expand new markets, and compete on new products for a global consumer based composed increasingly of digital native. Now, what they say that these 4 specific technologies, number one, that ubiquitous high-speed mobile internet, The next is what was discussed by Professor Udgata, the artificial intelligence and machine learning. Then widespread adoption of big data analytics, because when AI and machine learning systems are getting implemented, they are creating huge volume of data. And even now we saw the growth of data from data to databases, from then data warehouse, then it goes to big data. And now people have started realizing that even after big data, the clouds which are hosting all these things, even they may not be able to accommodate this entire system. And people have started already looking for something new, which we call edge computing. So this big data analytics is something. This is considered to be the third specific technology advancement. And then fourth, of course, cloud computing, which is subsequently expected to be integrated with edge. And they are flanked by a range of socio-economic trends then. That report says that during 2018 to 2022, as drivers are positively affecting the business growth. So these four technologies are going to dominate there. Then, of course, this report goes on and it talks about 11 different points. But the one point which I wanted to especially mention here, that what they say, there is a myth that once this AI and machine learning and its application like RPA, robotic process automation, if all these three are implemented in industry, in real estate, so there is a myth and people are really scary of that there are going to be huge loss of jobs. But during that, in this report, that Accenture, one of the global consulting company, they come up with a research report, and what they have suggested that, of course, during next 4 to 5 years' time, the implementation of new technologies are expected to take wide coverage, and because of this, what will happen around the jobs are with the implementation of AI and machine learning, the jobs are not going to reduce, but it is predicted that jobs are going to be increased by 13% every year till 2024. Now, on one side, there's a huge contradiction we see. The people say that implementation of AI and machine learning will reduce the job. There will be huge job loss. But on contrary to this, that Accenture report says that the jobs are going to be increased by 13%. And not only this, they are also saying that even revenue is going to be increased by something $4.2 billion over and above the existing businesses. So it shows that the jobs are not going to be eliminated, but of course, what they have predicted that during next 3 to 4 years time, there are going to be new kind of skills would be required. And people would be required to reskill or upskill themselves. And those skills are different in nature because organizations are going to adopt new technologies, new systems are going to be in place, new processes will be placed. This business process re-engineering is going to change the entire conventional system. Mostly, I will not say that it will replace, but of course, this is going to be implemented. So with new technology adoption, with new processes in place, with new system in place, with new concepts which are going to be adopted, people would be required to upskill and reskill themselves. And this is where the challenge starts. Now, what they have done, they have identified that very categorically they have said that the kind of skills are required, there would be around 42% people, those who would be required at 4 to 6 months training to reskill or upskill themselves. So after training of around 6 months training, they would be able to retain their job if they are willing to upgrade themselves. Of course, if they don't will, they are not willing, then they may not find a place in the industry. And this is what the biggest challenge is going to be. Then they have also identified there would be what is precisely said that by 2020, no less than 54% of all employees will require significant and upskilling on different technologies. I mean, 54% people would be in some or other way would be required to learn something new, understand something new. So these 54% people, if they do not reskill, if they do not upskill, of course, they will be in trouble. What they say that out of these 54%, the 35% are expected to require additional training of up to 6 months to ensure that they acquire required skills. Further, it says that 9% of these 54%, those who need to be reskilled, 9% would be required reskilling of 6 to 12 months training. And 10% will require additional skill training for more than a year. Now, these are not merely statistics. This is what is setting the trend for the future. And as a person from business, we have to foresee what kind of changes, what kind of new things are coming, and how businesses are responding to it. The more amount of adoption of technology, business process reengineering, new systems are in place, more people would be required to be reskilled. And if we do not foresee today, it is going to create a challenge for those who will not think on these lines. It was well supplemented by in latter part of the year where NASSCOM, they came up with a research report where they have almost on similar line, they have predicted that in next 4 to 5 years, around 60% of existing workforce in industry would be required to upskill. And where they need to upskill, there are a number of research reports. I will not go into detail, but I will name the technologies which are expected to be used by industry and where reskilling is required. AI, of course, AI and machine learning, what Professor Udgata was talking about, this is on top. So AI is something which is very important, and AI market is expected by 2025 that AI market will go to $190 million. Now, if this is the use, AI systems are reaching over 57 billion in 2021. Now we can imagine that if by 2021, it is expected that AI global market will reach up to $57 billion. And by 2025, it is expected to grow up to $190 billion. Now, what kind of scope potential it has? We all can appreciate this. Likewise, robotic process automation, now especially manufacturing organization, pharmaceutical organization, and like these, they have started adopting RPA, robotic systems. They have started utilizing drone system now, especially during this COVID-19. The companies like Amazon and other leading companies, they started delivering their products through drones. Now, if these things are taking place, and this Forrester research estimates that RPA, robotic process automation, will threaten the livelihood of 230 million or more knowledge workers. Means implementation of this RPA will hit 9% of total workforce globally. That's where reskilling and upskilling are required. The edge computing. When we discuss at all IT platform, especially people talk about cloud computing. Now people have started realizing that as the quantity of data is increasing, now the industry has started realizing the shortcoming of cloud computing in some situation, and that's where edge computing is now started picking up. The quantum computing. Now, quantum computing, of course, this may sound very technical, and it is, but I will not go into the technical detail. But there are a number of research reports, and quantum computers are now a multitude time faster than regular computers. And huge brands like Splunk, Honeywell, Microsoft, Amazon Web Services, Google, etc. Now they're involved in making innovation in the field of quantum computing. Now, if these big market players are involved into implementation of quantum computing, we should expect that a very high growth is expected in coming time. The revenue for the global quantum computing market are expected to grow and surpass $2.5 billion by 2029. Now, like virtual reality, augmented reality, this is nothing new. We all know what actually virtual reality is. And I was going through a research report where it was there that around in 2019 there were 40 million this AR and VR devices were sold, and the global AR and VR market is expected to grow by $209 billion by 2022. Now, if this is the volume on which these technologies are growing, we can imagine what kind of future we are expecting. The blockchain, the most talked about area is the blockchain nowadays, where almost most of the people think of blockchain technology in relation to cryptocurrencies, such as Bitcoin, blockchain, which offers security that is useful in many other ways. And in the simplest term, the blockchain can be described as data you can only add to. Because if you want to make any change, that change can't be done by an individual unless it is approved by all participants. So it makes it more secure. So blockchain, it's something which is now picking. Of course, in India, it is still not legalized, but IoT is an area now, especially in agriculture sector. The people have already started realizing the benefit. In India, of course, it is in still in initial stage, but now even in India, at some places on experimental basis, on research basis, now even irrigation, the farming, the entire process is integrated, and this is now by the sensor-based system that soil testing is done, what the humidity is, what is a atmospheric pressure, and everything, whatever, how much water is required, how much pesticide is to be used, everything it's sensed by the sensors. That sense data goes to this control center. From control center, based on these vital parameters, all the decisions are made, and then accordingly, if water is required in how much quantity, and then that machine starts, and exactly the quantity required, that water is pumped there. Likewise, when pesticides are to be distributed, the sensors, they observe, they decide, and then accordingly things. So the point is that now human intervention in all these things are expected, are objectively kept at minimum level, and things are to be controlled in a way where machines, they communicate among themselves, they take decision based on the algorithms, and of course those algorithms based on observation, based on experience, they have that capability to improve themselves, that through machine learning and through other algorithms, and they take decisions. So that involvement of human being is not there, that increases the processing. They that in 4 change drivers, I mentioned that the ubiquitous mobile network is one of the most important driver for the change. The 5G, we all have started realizing it now, and only God knows where this development, this research is going to stop, because now after 5G, people have already started talking about next generation mobile computing. So this is something just about every telecom company is trying to capture the place, because this is something that mobile communication is something which is forming a backbone, and backbone for the communication. And this is, we are living in an era of connectivity, collaboration, and communication. And these 3 things are are enabled by the bandwidth, by the mobile network what we have. So a better network will always ease the communication, will increase the connectivity, and will create potential and opportunity for the collaboration. And all these 3 C's together will create something which will come as a challenge, and which we are witnessing today. The cybersecurity is the 9th stream. So with the increased adoption of technology, with the increased usage of technology, more and more people have been joining here, and this increased network is now becoming the lucrative object for the people, those who have malified intentions. So cybersecurity is something which is very important, and people with malified intentions, they are always in quest of finding some way to get into the network, to get into data, and to get into the system, in the processes, to exploit it and that's why the organizations, even organizations like Pentagon, they create bug bounty kind of program every year, where they invite people all across the globe. They create a window of few hours, and they challenge that you come down to the system, you try to hack it, and if you're able to hack it, you will be heavily rewarded, because objective of their this process, this bug bounty process, is to find out those loopholes, those shortcomings in the system, and to plug into those so that systems could be more secure. So these are 9 different technologies which in current context are expected to lead the technology transformation, to transform the business processes. And I'm sure that I was going through the papers which are going to be presented in this session. Fortunately, I'm part of the session where almost all these areas are covered. Papers on neural network also. I could see the paper from cyber security too, from computer network, and I'm sure that blockchain is also there. The fog computing, it's something very interesting. Then greed. So all these 9 areas, what I was referring all learned participants, those who are present here. My best wishes to you all, and thank you so much to the organizers, Mr. Mishra ji. So it's over to you, sir.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much, sir. Very nicely you have elaborated the present scenario of the information technology. In fact, there is a fear among people, which is not the fact. Rather,
Yes.
it is generating some more avenues.
Yes.
Not generating unemployment.
True.
So very nice deliberation, sir. Thank you. Now I am shifting to the paper presentation, and as per agenda, the first paper is on review of computer network security. That will be presented by Mr. Shambhu Sharan Srivastava, who is research scholar at IFTM University, Moradabad, UP. So Mr. Shambhu Sharan Srivastava, yes, he has joined. Yes,
yes, sir. I'm here.
Yes, go ahead, sir. Just I have introduced you.
I requested you to share my PPT, sir.
Sure. We are displaying it. Yeah. Sure. Sir, it has been displayed.
But I am unable to see it, sir.
Yeah. That is appearing on the screen. You go ahead. This is your first screen of title.
It is visible. It is visible, Shambhuji.
Yeah.
Sir,
it is title screen. Whenever you need, please ask me to.
Sir, but it is not visible to me right now. Basically,
he is saying it is not visible to him. Yeah. Is it visible?
No, sir.
But now,
No,
Mr. Srivastava,
sir.
now is it visible?
No, sir. It is not visible still.
But we have already displayed on the screen. That may be due to your personal network, sir.
Yeah, we are able to see it. Everybody is able to. Yeah.
Maybe,
Other
sir, but
participants are visualizing it.
Yes, sir, it's visualizing.
Shambhuji, what you can
Sir.
say, if you have a presentation on your laptop,
sir,
you can
no.
start.
Basically, my laptop went
Okay,
into updates, and I am joining through mobile, so I don't have the presentation.
Okay.
That's why I requested organizers to share the PPTs, and I am unable to look at it.
Okay.
Shambhu sir, Mr. Shambhu Srivastava.
Sir.
Just for one stroke, you rejoin. First, leave the session and again immediately rejoin.
Okay.
देखिए ना ज्वाइन क्या कहना है.
Okay, now it is visible, sir. Am I audible?
Yes, Shambhuji, very much.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Now it is very much visible to me. My topic of paper is, as told by the moderator, sir, review of computer network security system. Uh, I am a research scholar at IFTM University, Moradabad, and I am doing my research over the topic of developing a hybrid system on computer network security. So I am presenting my thoughts over this particular topic. Next, please, sir. Next slide, please. Okay. So this is the introduction part of this. We can see clearly that in the last decades, in IT technology, information technology, which we can say, the network has become a very essential and very important component as compared to the computing devices. Initially, the computing devices alone were enough for making it happen, whatever tasks were required. But due to the advent in the network technology, which has, I think, developed at a much higher pace than the computing devices, we are now able to use the systems on the network and compound their effect, compound their effectivity, not only effect, but their effectivity also, so that we are doing a great job with the help of the computer system only because of the computer network. And computer networks, as we know, right now we are having we can categorize them into two categories: wired and wireless. Right now we are having wired and like I am joining from mobile, so we are using a wired wireless network. And if we are using LAN connection, then normally we are using wired network. So right now we are using the hybrid network, where some devices are connected in sort of in wired mode, and some devices are connected in unwired mode or wireless mode. So the access with the increased access of the to the network for to the in term of user, the security problems have strengthened. The security problems have gone too far. We are having a major challenge as security of the network, because so many persons are trying to access the network. Though the authoritative protocols are there, we are having the username password system, we are having the authority system, we are having the access system. Even in case of all those protocols and all those security measures which we are taking, we are still lagging in terms of security. Every day in the newspaper you can see that there have been a security breach in any of the bank or any of the finance, because they are lucrative things. So in the financial sectors you will see more breaches to the networks. Okay, we are putting one technology ahead, and the hackers are even normally they are ahead of us, ahead of the developers, and they are breaking the codes, they are breaking the services, they are breaking the system, and they are trying to impact the whole system. So we can see the advancement in the internet and internet architecture. Sorry. Okay. Advancement in the internet and the advancement in the number of users, it has greatly impacted the security features of the networks. So whenever we are talking about the security features, we have to talk about the architecture of the network, how the network is being implemented. We have to talk about the internet architecture and valuable security aspects of the internet. We have to talk about all the attacks which is going to happen, like we are having viruses, we are having Trojan hearts, no, sorry, Trojan horses, we are having zombies, we are having so many type of threats available on the internet, available on the net, which can impact on your computer in a jiffy. So security for network with internet access. Whenever we are accessing the internet, we are accessing the network, and obviously we are in case of internet, in fact, it becomes more critical. The network security becomes more critical because we are not on a local area network. We are not on a network which is going to be managed by one person. We are in such condition where so many managers are there, so many you can say so many authors are there, so it becomes very difficult. The current development in network security hardware and software, whatever the network developments, the softwares and the hardware, the devices, the different devices which we are using, they are also like if we are using a router, routers are independent unit. Okay, and they are managed differently than a computer system is managed. So a protocol uh, has to be developed differently for the router, and it has to be accessed, because if we are going to restrict the access to the router to other computers, obviously there will be a problem of accessing, there will be a problem of finding the best route. So we have to give the access, and we have to keep it locked, keep it in such a way that it is going to provide the access to everyone so that it can be accessed. Okay, next. Statistics for data theft, online fraud, and cyber crime have increased exponentially over past few days. That is very important. Cyber crime is the, you can say, hot cake topic in case of information technology right now. Whatever domain it covers, it has become of utmost important to all of us. Okay. So, for example, Lenovo cannot be used in US government service due to its lack of security. Lenovo, it is an example of the IT company, and it is selling its products all over the world. But because of some lacks in the security part in their devices, US government is not using them. Huawei has been banned from America due to privacy and security issue. This was a recent news in the in I think last year. Okay, Facebook received a huge backlash from the government due to data breach. It is happening every day, and it is happening everywhere in every country. The data risk is there. The risk of exposing the users' data. Even in you can see that Google was down for 2 hours just few days before, and it was only due to the hackers. Okay, in case of bank transactions, the data is always at the stake. The data of user is always at the stake, and hence the security is always at the stake. Most of the new businesses are mash up of patent products, allowing your recruits with every knowledge can lead to inside theft. That is very important. Okay, hence a good security system can overcome this problem. So we need a good security system. Obviously, a good security system does not mean that it has to be like firewall, which restricts the actions of the user. Also, user have to have full access, user have to have full right, user have to have all the facility, but still the facilities are mixed up with the security feature. Now the security forms. Nowadays, there are many standalone forms that provide total security for a business. That is very important. Whenever you are developing a software, whenever you are trying to use a new system, whenever you are trying to use a new component, obviously a foolproof security is required, and this has become a huge business domain. So many companies are there in this security domain. Emails. Choosing good email provider and premium business plan can also be considered good security measure. If emails are leaked from one organization and it is in the organization domain, and if it leaks, it can be a huge loss for the organization. Firewall. Purchasing a premium security software and firewall can help in reducing online data breaches. But the problem with firewall is that it obviously reduces the speed at which the user works. We can talk about the wireless network security also. That is a different issue altogether. The browser security. Now we are having smart browsers, and the browsers do have their own security feature. They don't require any features from the operating system. They do have, like Chrome, it is having its own security features. Data encryption and cloud computing. These are the data encryption is a very important part in case of security. If encryption is done properly, obviously it will be impossible to hack the data and it will be impossible to crack the data. Okay, next please. Okay, computer network security is a complicated issue that has to be understood very clearly. It is not a singular sort of thing, it is a plural sort of thing. It involves so many areas. It involves many aspects of computer technology. It involves network management, it involves network users, and it involves network maintenance. That is the most important thing, how we manage our, or how we maintain our network. In order to increase computer network security, we would mix various types of application for protection measures. For protection measures, obviously, in case of computer applications, we know we have different type of applications, and different type of application need different type of architecture and different type of security. It is necessary to develop more effective security solving measures, thereby to improve the computer network security prevention. And it is a long way to go to ensure the normal operation of large scale network system and communication, and maintain sustainable and efficient transport network. That is another very important aspect whenever we talk about the network security. With the increase in the size of the computer network which we have implemented or which we are maintaining, obviously the more the size of the network is, it will be more complicated because it becomes more heterogeneous, and heterogeneity involves complexity. So more sizable networks are normally more complicated networks, because different technologies, different applications run over the same environment, and same environment have to cater all the security measures and requirements of all the applications that are available and that are running on the system. To build a harmonious secure computer network security system, we need to take advantage of a variety of integrated network security and green data networking products. Obviously, there has been a term coined green data networking products, which are obviously the green data networking products are those which does not provide any threat to the data security. Okay, so that is all about my presentation. This is the references, and thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Srivastava. Nice presentation. Now I am shifting to next presentation, that is on optimal demographic factors on preferred emerging technologies by entrepreneurs using general full factorial design. The paper will be presented by Kothamaram Venkata Rami Reddy. He is a research scholar at GITM Hyderabad Business School, Hyderabad, Telangana. So now over to Mr. Venkata Rami Reddy.
Sir, good morning, sir. Good morning, sir. Can I share my screen or?
Yeah. Share you.
Yes, sir. Yes, I'm sharing my screen. I think it is visible, sir. My PPT.
Yeah, it is visible.
Yes. Good morning, respected chair, professors, associate professors, and assistant professors, and my dear research scholars. My name is K. Venkata Reddy, full-time research scholar from GITM Hyderabad Business School, under guidance of Professor S. T. Ram, Department of Financial Management. And today I'm here to share some of the few views about how the emerging technologies placing in present market. And my topic is optimal demographic factors and preferred emerging technologies by entrepreneurs using a general full factorial design, followed by introduction and literature review, research gap, objectives and research methodology, and data analysis, conclusion and references. The introduction. Few minutes back, we already seen that how that Dr. Sunil Pandey sir, professor, said that how the AI and machine learning and IoT and this one virtual reality, how it's helpful in present business scenario. And see, if you adopt these type of emerging technologies, See, it creates the competitive advantage in the digital market. We are now running into the digital market. See how it creates the new value and transform the business to a digital experience. See, the most of the banks or whatever the business, they are now from this physical to digital transfer, digital transactions or digital transformation or whatever they all are going into the digital way. See how these emerging technologies are helpful in present, like I already mentioned AI and machine learning and IoT and the virtual reality and the chatbots and the conservation text. The literature division in 2019, the Nandita Mathur, he said that how the IoT is placing in the present market. He says that the business is connected to the exiting building the automation systems, the day-to-day facility work. For example, nowadays we are seeing that we are in home and we want to operate stop or start the board wells at another place. See how the IoT is placing, how the virtual reality in 2017, Amrav, which he said that how the virtual reality is placing that the works greater. See, we are seeing that the PUBG is changed the mindset of the students. How the students are addicted this PUBG. But you see the virtual, the way that they are wearing the spectacles of virtual this one, and they think that we are involving and we are also playing that game. So how this saying? See if the students are whatever the people they will use in proper way, it will help in proper way. If they use in negative way, then it will damage their lives. We are seeing the nowadays how the students are addicted. How the artificial intelligence is placing. He said that Raju in 2018, he said that through business capacity rather than the technology, over the AI can support to three business key trends like automation of the business process and insights through data analysis and engagement with customers and employees. See how he said that. In the machine learning in 2017, Dolphidil, he said that the machine learning, how the machine learning is important. See where the computer softwares and diverse platforms cognition very similar to the human brains. Here the few examples of machine learning like he said that the machine virtual learning through the everyday are the and the prediction with the computing, the video surveillance and the product recommendations, how they're amazing. And the Flipkart, recently our Professor Sunil Pandey said that how they're targeting the individuals. Previously the business segment groups, he said that now they're targeting the individual, the every individual in every segment. How the chat box and this one, how they helpful. Based on this entire literature review, the gap is, the research gap is, they said that how the IoT, the VR and AI and the machine learning, how the important in the business scenario. Now, what I want to know, which demographic factors are chosen by these emerging techniques. Like, see, the research gap is identified from previous studies. They have not considered the design of experiment. The one of the model is general full factorial design. By using this model, how the entrepreneurs of demographics they are choosing. See, the objective is to identify the most preferred selected emerging technologies by entrepreneurs by taking their optimal demographic factors. This is the objective. And the methodology, the variables, AI and machine learning, IoT, VR, visual reality, BS and CBC means biometric securities, chatbox and conservation. These are the four variables I do. And the scale is this one, like at scale. The population size and the population the sample size. How the population is calculated. See, the total runs, total runs are samples. Levels hold per factor into replication. See, the total sample size is 48 entrepreneurs. See, this is the sample size how to calculate. And see, before going to the data analysis, we should know understand some of the factors, some of the words like what is the factor, what is the level, what is the respect. These three important, this is very important to understand for further. The factor means whatever we are considering input variable. We are giving the demographics means age is input variable, and the educational qualification or this one their income or their matters. These are the factors. The levels means, suppose if you take the age in that above 25, below 50. Those are the levels, how many level system. The response is output. Output is here the emerging technologies, AI and the machine learning and the IoT. Those are the responses. How the factors and the levels and respondents they're placing here. See. Data analysis. I already told that the sample is how to have 48 entrepreneurs, and the equation is preferred emerging technology equal to the function of age, gender, and financial support. Here I took only the 3 demographic factors. These are the factors, and the output is the response, the preferred emerging technology. See, I have told the factors are gender, age, and financial support. The levels in gender, male, female, age, and 3 levels is there, and financial support, the one fund or government fund or a private fund, and the one the mixture fund, combination of these. These are the I created the design. This is the design, factorial design for this. I created the design. Now see next. See, I'm analyzing this design. See, it's saying that ANOVA, if we go, if you take only the gender, what are the preferred emerging technologies? It is significant or not? See, the gender, it is not significant. See, the age is also significant. The financial support is significant. And if you go for two-way interaction, combination of the 2 demographics, age and gender is significant, and the general financial support is significant. See, the gender, sorry, yes, the age and financial support is not significant. If you take 3-way interaction, it is not significant. That shows that the financial support is placing an important role. And if you take the 2-way interaction, gender and age and general financial support is taking the important role to choose the preferred emerging technologies. So if you see the next one, see these 3 variables are almost saying that the R square 83% is enough to choose these emerging technologies. And the response optimization for factorial design. See, this is the output. What I want to look at. See, my target is which optimal demographic factors the choosing the emerging technology. See the age. He must be a male. He must be an above 20 and below 25. And he is a private fund. See, these are the optimal demographic factors to choose AI and machine learning. My target is AI and machine learning. The output also suggesting that the preferred fit is AI and machine learning also. The composite desirable to 1 means, here I said that where 0 indicates the response. Responses are not out of the desired limit. And 1 indicates the perfect optimal fitting. That means the 100%, these combination of demographic factors means what are the entrepreneurs is there that preferring AI and machine learning only. 1 means 100%. My target is IoT, Internet of Things. So the output is saying that gender is a female who's above 50. That they are the mixed fund. The output also suggesting 2 means IoT is the 100%. The third one is virtual reality. The male and above 50 and the 1 fund, suggesting the 3 only, means virtually 100%. The 4th one is biometric security and conservation button chat box. This male and male and above 50 and the 1 fund. But my target is chat box and conservation text and biometric security. But the output is suggesting that these combination of demographic means this combination of entrepreneurs that preferring VR rather than this one. So if you observe this VR and this one, I'm targeting biometric, but it's giving suggesting only 3 means virtual reality. But the composite desirability only 75%. It means these combinations are suitable for virtual reality rather than this one. And the output is the conclusion is, I already mentioned that this one, whatever this one I explained here. The brief conclusion is, see, these combination of demographic factors are preferring the certain emerging technology almost 83%. See, present nowadays we are seeing how the AI is placing the machine learning, the IoT like Imagine Echo or this one Alexa, how they are using the artificial intelligence how it is important, and the conservation, the chat box. When Google Meet, we are discussing with this one Q&A and discussing the chat box, how it's important place. And so by this conclusion, I'm concluding that, and these are the references. And thank you, sir. Thank you for giving this opportunity to introduce, to share some of my views on this emerging technologies.
Thank you, Mr. Reddy. Very
you,
nicely you have explained the data analysis part. So now I'm moving to the next presenter. The title of the paper is Cyber Security Prospects and Challenges. The presenter is Ms. Chanda Kumari, Assistant Professor, Gopal Narayan Singh University, Sasaram, Bihar. Ma'am, please be ready. Start.
Am I audible, sir?
Yeah, you are audible. Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Go
sir.
ahead.
Yes, sir. 1 minute, sir. 1 minute. I'm going to present my project PPT.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Hello, everyone. I'm Chanda Kumari from Gopal Narayan Singh University. I'm an assistant professor in Gopal Narayan Singh University, and my research topic is cybersecurity prospects and challenges. Basically, this paper is I'm going to represent with my friend. Name is Mr. Rahul Kumar Sinha. He's also assistant professor in ISM Patna. So let's start. These are the content. These are the topic whether I'm going to cover during this presentation. First is abstract, then we will see introduction, then we will see what is cyber security, then we will see what is cyber crime, then it's a kind, then we will see why do we need cyber security, then we will see cyber security techniques and cyber ethics, and at the point I will conclude a whole PPT. So let's start. Cybersecurity plays an important role in the field of information technologies. As we know that we all are living in the world of IT era. Securing the information have become one of the biggest challenges in the present day. So basically, this paper mainly focuses on the challenges faced by cybersecurity on the latest technologies. It also focuses on the latest about the cybersecurity techniques, ethics, and the trends changing the face of the cybersecurity. As I didn't find anything, and it's history said any type of war doesn't give anything to the world, but the Cold War between the Russia and USA has given a very crucial and vital invention, that is internet, to the world. It's evidently proved. Nowadays, you can say that internet is the most vital invention of the 21st century, which have affected our existence. As example, live example you can take. We all are connected right now, or we all are belong to different regions, but we all are right now interconnected. How? Because of the internet. So you can say that internet is playing, and its existence is everywhere. So, what is cybersecurity? Basically, cybersecurity is the practice of defending computer servers, mobile services, electronic system, network data from malicious attack. As we know that booming cybersecurity approach is a multi-layer of protection. Basically, it is a protection against to protect your data, sensitive data. So, what is cyber crime? First, we have to understand what is cyber crime. Cyber crime is a criminal activity carried out by means of the computer or internet. Basically, cyber crime is used or it is an unlawful activity. Unlawful activity. Basically, cyber crimes are classified according to their trends and behavior into 4 categories. First is insider attack. What is insider attack? An attack to the network or computer system by some person with authorized system access is known as insider attack. It could be an employee, it could be a contractor who satisfied or unhappy with the organization. Next is external attack. When the attack is either hired by an insider or an external entity of the organization, it is known as external attack. Okay. Basically, this type of attack is done by the victim, done by the cyber attacker to make some financial loss, to make some loss of reputation of the particular organization. Next is unstructured attack. These attacks are generally performed by amateurs that don't have any predefined motives to perform the cyber attack. Usually, this amateurs are trying to test the tool. They want to just test the latest tool, latest technology. Next is a structured attack. This type of attack are performed by highly skilled and experienced persons, and their motives are very clear in their mind. Basically, for that they use sophisticated tools, technologies, new type of technologies, algorithms to crack out the system, to crack out the whole network. So, what are the reasons for the commission of the cyber crimes? Why they are committing this type of crime? So, what first purpose is money. Everybody want to make quick and easy money in the easy way. So that's why they want. They think that they can make quick money with the help of cybercrime. Next reason is revenge. Some people try to make revenge with the other persons, organizations, society, caste, religions to defaming its reputation or defaming its reputation. This comes under the category of cyber terrorism. Next reason is fun. Some do this type of crime for their fun. They just want to test the latest technology. They want to test the latest algorithm. And next is recognition. Some people want to make some recognition in the societies. So they are also doing these things for fun and recognition. So what are the kinds of the cyber crime? So first type is cyber stalking. It is an act of stalking, harassing or threatening someone using internet. This is often done of defame a persons, use email, social network, instant messengers, web posting, etc. as using internet as a medium. These behaviors includes false accusation, threats, sexual exploitation to minors, and monitoring, etc. Child pornography. It is one of the popular cyber crime. It is an act of possessing image or video of a minor under 18, especially engaged in sexual conduct. Then forgery and the counterfeiting. It is use of computer forgery and the counterfeiting is a document. With the advancement in the hardware and the software, it is possible to produce counterfeit which matches the original document to such an extent it is not possible to judge the authenticity of the document without the expert judgment. Next is software piracy and crime related to IPR. Basically, this type of crime is very important nowadays. It became software piracy is an illegal copy and distribution for the person use of the business. It comes under the crime related to IPR. Some of the examples are like download of songs, downloading of movies, etc. Cyber terrorism. It is defined as the use of the computer resource to threaten and bully the government, to bully the population. Phishing, one of the again famous type of cybercrime. It is a process of acquiring person's sensitive information via email. They can use this type of, they will take your sensitive information and steal your sensitive information, or they can misuse that. Computer vandalism. It is an act of physical destroying computing resource using physical force or malicious code. Computer hacking. It is a practice of modifying computer hardware and software achieve a goal external creator to original purpose. Basically, they do hacking because they want to steal and modifying and destroying information for social, economic, and political reasons. Basically, hackers could be four types: white hat, black hat, gray hat, blue hat. White hat hackers are the person who hack the system to find the security vulnerability of a system or notify the organization so that a preventive action can be taken to protect the system from outside hackers. Black hat is in the contrast. It is a contrast of white hat hacking. The basically they do hacking for their ill intention. Gray hat. Gray hat hackers find out the security vulnerability and report to the site administrator. And blue hat. A blue hat hacker is someone outside computer security consulting firms who is used to bug test as a system failure to its launch. So, why do we need cyber security? Cyber security involves a range of operations, a range of techniques, algorithms to protect information system from major cyber threats. Then, what are the cyber threats are? These threats are malware, its type. Malware is a malicious program. Basically, it degrades the performance of the host machine.
Ma'am, please
Yes,
conclude.
Okay, conclude. Actually, cybersecurity is a very vital topic that is becoming more vital because the world is becoming highly interconnected with the internet being used to carry out critical information. Nowadays, IT evolving as a new technology is going to introduce. Therefore, there is no way to study the tangible level of cyber risk in any sound way because it's only exists in and through the representation of the various actors in the political domain. But we should try our level best to minimize them in order to have a safe and secure future in the cyber space. That's it. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, Chanda ma'am, for your presentation and paper. These were nice.
Okay, sir.
Now I am shifting to the next paper that is on Industry 4.0 and MSME, revival post COVID-19. Is it a win-win combination? The paper will be presented by Shahid Yusuf Khan. He is assistant professor at Vidya Vihar Institute of Technology, Purnia, Bihar. Mr. Yusuf
Hello.
Khan.
Hello. Before starting this question, I have just one. I have to leave. I have to leave from this meeting because of some urgency. So,
okay, sir. Okay, sir.
Best wishes to all.
Sure, sir. So kind of you that you grace the occasion, attend for some times, and we are very much pleased for your presence. Okay, thank you, sir. Thanks a lot.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Please start. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Yes, go ahead, sir. Mr. Yusuf Khan.
Yes, sir. Sir, am I audible, sir?
Yeah, you are 100% audible.
Sir, is the screen visible?
Yes, this is also visible.
Okay,
please
sir.
press F5 for full screen.
Is it okay now, sir?
Fine.
Okay, thank you. Respected panel speakers, respected chairperson of the session, my fellow paper presenters, faculty members of ISM Patna, good morning to all of you. Thank you all for giving me this opportunity to present my paper, that is Industry 4.0 and MSME Revival Post COVID-19. Is it a win-win combination? To move on to the introduction part, the COVID-19 pandemic and MSMEs are perhaps the most discussed topics in the recent few days, in the past few months also. Talking about COVID-19, as we all know, it is a pandemic of a global scale and is now termed as a humanitarian crisis. And the second wave of the infections has already set in. We need to be very cautious, we need to be very careful. And also on the economic front, almost all the major economies of the world have entered recession. Why do we need to consider MSMEs particularly in case of COVID-19 pandemic? Because close to 95% of the companies across the globe fall in the bracket of MSMEs. MSMEs account for over 60% of the world's total employment. And as per the 2016 World Trade Report, WTO 2016, almost 35% of GDP in the developing countries and around 50% of the GDP in developed countries are contributed by the MSMEs. So we could safely assume that MSMEs are the engines of growth in the years to come, in the near future too. Talking about India, there are about 63.38 million enterprises in this sector, which employ close to 111 million workers. This generates 21% of the total employment. This figure has been quoted in the annual report of 2018-19 published by the MSME Ministry, Government of India. Moving on, MSMEs are also heavily integrated in the global value chains, in the local value chains of the international international economies, and also the local economies. So for this purpose, building the MSMEs resilience and self-reliance is very much important to move over this crisis of COVID-19. And the global value chains account for a huge proportion of trade and commerce, and millions of MSMEs are connected through this. So this sector needs immense support from all corners. Moving on, the objective of my study, why Industry 4.0 and MSMEs go hand in hand together, because without Industry 4.0, perhaps we cannot build resilience of this sector. Industry 4.0 has already set in, and using the state-of-the-art technology, value addition, trade, commerce, investment, and global partnerships with the big businesses, the MSMEs can survive, MSMEs can look forward to a glorious future. The inclusive and sustainable growth should also be a priority in this regard. Moving on, the methodology which I adopted for this study was secondary research, and most of the data I used was based on the various reports such as the MSME annual reports, the economic outlook report published by OECD, the trade and development report published by UNCTAD, and the SME competitiveness outlook report by the International Trade Center, and various some other agencies too. I focused upon the study with a time frame starting from March 2020 to July 2020 on an approximate basis. Moving on, how do we build resilience in the MSMEs? Is it possible to build resilience in the MSMEs on an overnight basis? Perhaps no. There have been policy responses from a global perspective. There have been policy responses on the national front also. To build upon the global policy responses, almost all major governments across the world have announced stimulus packages, backstop measures, particularly for the MSMEs. According to the data published by the World Trade Organization, almost 44 WTO members, India is also a significant WTO member, they have also introduced stimulus packages and backstop measures for MSMEs during the months of April to May 2020. All these measures mostly comprise of liquidity support in the form of state-sponsored loans, credit guarantees, wage subsidies, and the deferring of tax payments such as value-added and goods and services taxes. Moving on, the trade expanding measures have been particularly cited by WTO to build resilience in the MSMEs. Trade and commerce cannot be stopped. Trade and commerce has to go on. They have to run the show, and particularly to keep the trading activities very much in the brink. The trade expanding measures include customs related measures, rationalizing customs procedures, reduction of custom duties particularly on medical supplies, dairy products, and agricultural products. WTO has particularly cited the trade and commerce activities to go on in spite of the repeated and persistent trade war between USA and China, one of the world's top two trading powerhouses. To look at the long-term oriented measures, it has been cited in many research articles and papers that digitalization is no longer optional. MSMEs have to take the digitalization route in order to create value, in order to create investment, and in order to move over global and local partnerships for sustainable growth, and they have to overcome this crisis on their own basis. So moving on, how do we carry out this MSME revival using the Industry 4.0 and the platform revolution? In the small diagram which I have just indicated in the slide, you could see that the first three industrial revolutions focused only on mechanization, electrification, digitalization, electronic automation. But with this Industry 4.0, which is a term coined by Professor Klaus Schwab way back in 2016, the focus is on smart technology. It is a promising approach based on the integration of the business and manufacturing processes, as well as integration of all the stakeholders in the firm's value chain using automation and digitalization. Perhaps this is the last advancement of humanity which we could see in the last few decades. It comprises of several digital tools such as cloud computing, big data, virtual reality, AI, deep learning, and all. And this will replace the traditional manufacturing and industrial practices. So what does the fourth industrial revolution actually mean for the MSME sector? Well, the Industry 4.0 is here to exploit the potentials of the new technologies and concepts such as the internet, the IoT, the technical processes and the business processes, the integration of both these together, the digital mapping and the virtualization of the real world. Smart factory, including smart means of industrial production and smart products. What do we mean by that? By smart factory and smart production techniques, we mean that the production costs can be cut down by about 10 to 30%. Logistic costs could be cut down by 10 to 30%, and the quality managements could also be cut down by 10 to 20%. So we could safely assume that Industry 4.0 is a promising solution for the manufacturing enterprises and for the MSME sector in particular. There are some other advantages and reasons for this adoption of digitalization concept also. It indicates a shorter time to market for new products. It results in improved customer responsiveness and customer experience. It enables a custom mass production without significantly increasing overall production costs, a more friendly work environment with efficient use of natural resources and energy. Towards the conclusion, I would say there are challenges ahead for the Indian MSME sector, particularly pertaining to the Industry 4.0. Why is it so? Because as I already mentioned earlier, digitalization is no longer optional. It has become a critical need in today's scenario, where physical interactions will no longer be common. We would be doing business virtually. Business dealings would be carried out virtually. As per the report of Zinov Consulting, a reputed management consultancy firm, out of 75 million MSMEs registered in India, only 16 to 18 million MSMEs have a social media presence. They have an online listing or they have a website of their own. There is a reputed company known as EIG, which assists MSMEs in having their digital media presence, social media presence, or having a website. They have indicated in their report that approximately 1/3 of MSMEs during the period of COVID-19 lockdown period particularly, they have either started their business website themselves, and they have enabled or rather moved over to the e-commerce functionality after the lockdown was announced on a nationwide basis. More than 50% of MSMEs which participated in this survey, they have moved over to cloud-based communication apps like Zoom, Cisco, WebEx to keep their business communications running. Preference for the digital media platforms has now grown almost 2 times more than the traditional sales interactions. Educational services segment has been the biggest beneficiary. Yes, this is only the last slide. Educational services segment is the biggest beneficiary of this, starting from Vedantu, Unacademy, and other such social educational media platforms. In the retail sector too, the revenue contribution has risen significantly. So, to conclude, our Prime Minister, Honorable Shri Narendra Modi, has told in a series of lectures, in a series of public meetings, that he sees technology as a means to empower and as a tool that bridges the gap between hope and opportunity. but MSMEs still lag behind in the digital space. We suffer from issues such as cybersecurity, data privacy, digital fraud, online misinformation, and the digital divide between people who have access to digital media and people who don't have access to digital media. So in spite of that, we need to support the MSME's digitalization efforts during this COVID-19, and the policymakers of our country, the policymakers of the world, they have to adopt a strategy to allow MSMEs to get the maximum benefit out of this. Thank you all for a patient hearing. Hello.
Mr. Yusuf, sir, are you want to say something?
No, sir. I'm finished with my presentation.
Okay, fine. Thank you, sir. Please remove your presentation. Okay, thank you, sir. Sir, the next paper is of mine. That is on green ICT in higher education, the next frontier for sustainable growth. Actually, since morning, I am listening a lot about the use of computers, even the internet, but what are the adverse effects on society as well as our technology. So the paper is on green computing. Nowadays, the green computing is a buzzword in the IT sector. IT sector in past few years, for sustainability serious reasons that averages with futurity that may turn to be a perturbing factor for the succeeding generations if not planned and given due concern today. Given the quantity of indisputable e-waste being generated across globe, the concern is actually flagitious. Sir, additionally, from a carbon footprint of view, a single desktop today consumes 200 to 300 watt of power, and even with economic power saving mode sets, still results in emission of nearly 220 kilogram of CO2 carbon dioxide per annum. But using more energy efficient systems, this level of CO2 could be brought down by almost 70%, that is down to a mere 70 kilogram per annum. Imagine the worldwide impact if we are talking of one single PC desktop here. So we may say an environment friendly aspect of computing refers to green information and communication technology for sustainable growth. In other words, it refers to environmentally sustainable development in computing and ICT. GICT, I mean Green Information and Communication Technology, implementation at higher education institutions has developed into key factor to attain the cost-effective solutions and sustenance of ICT. So we feel that how necessary the GICT is. As we know, the computer is made up of heavy elements like silicon, germanium, etc., and other hazardous chemicals. These elements and chemicals cause global warming and impact on environment. Metals like gold, silver, copper are extracted by burning the substances, and that processes release poisonous gases into air. Unnecessary searching in internet is also causing increase in carbon dioxide, which tends to global warming, and the people surrounded by these e-waste causes disease such as cancer, kidney disease, etc. Sir, Google has figured out some data sharing with us. 7 gram approximately carbon emissions due to search engine every day in the environment. The another one, that is 0.2 gram carbon emission in environment for every search engine in any search. YouTube emits 1 gram carbon dioxide for every 10 minutes video watched. Gmail emits 1.2 gram carbon dioxide per year for one user. It is for one user. Google has evaluated 1.46 kilogram of carbon dioxide by utilizing its various services like Gmail, YouTube, search engine, Blogger, etc. So it has become very necessary to save the earth. Nowadays, most higher education institutions rely on information and communication technology for all aspects of activities such as administration, teaching, learning, and research. Over the years, there has been a significant increase in number of colleges and students enrolled in higher education across the nation, with more than 100 colleges and institutes affiliated to some universities. Hence, green ICT implementation and institute has developed into key factor to attain the cost-effective solutions and sustenance of ICT. Sir, information and communication technology development without an eye on environmental protection is not sustainable, which necessitates eagerness to protect our natural world from environmental issues for current and future generations. A well-established fact that biggest challenge facing the environment is global warming and climate change caused by carbon emission. So, green computing is one of the emerging technologies that have garnered a special attention. Green technologies in general are aimed at reducing the carbon emission to the atmosphere. Government of India, Ministry of Environment and Forest in 2011 had developed National Mission for Green India under the National Action Plan on Climate Change, NMSRC. They had presented tentative action plan for implementation of the Green India mission during 2011-12. The SMART 2020 report reveals that carbon dioxide emissions from the ICT sector will represent an estimated 2.8% of total global emissions by the year 2020. In the instant paper, it is tried to find innovative ways to minimize aforesaid impacts to sustain use of ICT. So, the ICT in education is a cause of carbon dioxide emissions, high energy consumptions, and hazardous waste productions. This pressure led professional institutions to adopt green ICT or sustainable ICT practices so as to minimize energy consumption, minimize carbon footprint, minimize ICT waste, and maximize recycling and reuse. The researcher defined GICT as Green Information and Communication Technology, which is an innovative way of using ICT related to the environment protection and sustainability of ICT in future. By implementing ICT, higher education ultimately ensure the sustainability of IT resources, the green IT practices like. So, GICT implementation explored from literature reviews, which focuses on green ICT implementation. The green practices, the green factors, green benefits, and green barriers. So, green practices. The following are, we should adopt the following practices for the purpose that end user PC power management. Purchasing energy star EPEAT rating hardware, reducing energy consumption by powering down of ICT devices, use of thin client model, reuse and refurbish policy, established green ICT committee, implementing green ICT policy, plantation of holy basil plant. Sir, establishment of green ICT committee and implementation of green ICT policy are sincerely needed to be deliberated by higher education. However, the green practice of use of renewable energy sources like solar, water need to be initiated at large. To promote green computing, we may adopt approaches like green usage, in which use of computer and peripheral devices in a way that consume minimum energy and eco-friendly manner. The next one, that is green disposal, I mean properly dispose of electronic waste. The electronic devices and electronic part contain toxic elements that harm to human beings. So unwanted electronic materials should not be recycled or disposed of in proper way. The next one, that is green design, involves designing of energy efficient computers, processors, printer, projector, digital devices. Green manufacturing involves the minimizing of waste during manufacturing of computer server, processor and other digital devices. The holy basil plant, जो तुलसी का पौधा हम लोग लगाते हैं, the holy basil plant is not only good for health but also for our environment. This plant consumes poisonous gases like CO2 and releases oxygen for 20 hours. The study not only discovered factors for successful implementation of GICT but also scrutinized the critical ranking of these factors. Green ICT implementation cheers and sustains garner activities by the stakeholders of higher education. Apart from GICT practice, the research study is identified most critical factors affecting the success of green ICT implementation, which is none other than green factors like energy conservation, cost reduction, ICT carbon emissions, institutions' own policy, optimum utilization of resources, corporate social responsibility, hazardous material from ICT requirements, government legislations. With the increasing awareness of environmental issues around the world, most institutions are turned to green ICT initiatives. The study shows that there are not only significant environmental benefits to these initiatives, but they also yield substantial cost-effective benefits. Some of the benefits are as part of green ICT implementation are minimize carbon footprint and hazardous e-waste, environment sustainability, reduce energy cost, compliance with institutional legal regulations, achieved corporate social responsibility, that is CSR. The green ICT as an imperative area is recently started to boom with academic IT professionals including administrative people. It is observed that the faculties and most of the students have not keen to know electricity bill of consumed energy of the institute. The lack of government strict regulation and rationale of adopting green policies are the real hurdles in implementation of green ICT in education. Budgetary constraints can also be one of the barriers of GICT implementation. The lack of motivation to go green in the approach of using ICT like by reducing print volumes and using conference calls to reduce unnecessary travel are barriers of green ICT. So the lack of government strict regulations, rationale of adopting green policies, budgetary constraints, these are the various green barriers. Just I am concluding. If an individual person, schools, colleges, universities apply these, that will help to promote green computing and reduce power consumption in personal level. The idea will make us more eco-friendly and save our environment. Green ICT implementation is only the solution to achieve future sustainability of ICT. The issue of GICT is very important in upcoming years for sustainable growth. By protecting environment, we will be able to protect our lives. The sustenance of ICT leads to the sustenance of earth. So just I am concluding, and these are the references. So thanks. Any question, please? Please, any question? Okay, no question. Sir, actually, two more presentations were due, but due to some unavoidable circumstances, I mean the network issues, they could not be connected with us. The next one were impact of blockchain in banking sector by Dr. Ranjan Kumar Mishra and fog computing references architecture for loss and recovery of data of IoT by Vandana Verma. But due to the network issues, we could not be connected with them. So here I am concluding the session. If any question or with the due permission of our resource persons, Professor Udgata sir, Professor Sunil Kumar Pandey sir, I am concluding the session. Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you for being with us. Okay. Next to, in just this session is concluded formally. Thank you.